You may not be familiar with B&K Salt Beef Bar, but you might know Tongue and Brisket in London, which is owned by the same family. The first B&K location opened in Edgware in 1967, and the Hatch End branch, where I'm visiting, has been here for 15 years. With the current family at the helm since 1978, I think it's fair to say they know a thing or two about salt beef. The interior is tasteful and classy, giving off swanky New York diner vibes. The photos on the wall all seem to link to the business, especially this one featuring Bappu, who began the current chapter back in 78. Everything on display looked absolutely incredible, but I was there for the salt beef. They use Irish beef from 2 farms, and once butchered, the briskets are brined whole for 14 days before being boiled, fat on, to retain moisture and enhance the flavour for 4 hours. Spoiler alert, that's my Reuben. Now on to the food. First up I went for chopped liver with eggs and onion. It was served with a scattering of spring onions and matzo crackers, and I was pleased to see a stack of rye bread on the table as well. I haven't had chopped liver in years, but I knew I liked it, and now I remember why. The flavour notes aren't too dissimilar to chicken liver pate, but it's not as smooth, and the ox liver adds a much richer depth. It's bold in flavour, yet the sweetness from the onion helps balance it all out. The grated egg, soft pate and crisp cracker create the perfect combination of textures. I really enjoyed it. Very nice starter. I'll tell you what, it works well with that chewy, slightly tangy rye bread too. My beverage of choice, a Mythos beer from Greece. Yummas. Everything's made in-house, including the latkes, and this was my first time trying them. They're basically like the best hash brown you've ever had. The perfect crunch on the outside, soft and tender on the inside, savoury with subtle sweetness from the potatoes and onions. Just delicious. Now, I'm not sure if I should have put ketchup and mustard on there, but feel free to roast me in the comments. Now it was time for my Reuben, a true deli classic with a stack of salt beef, melted Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, mustard and pickles, all nestled between that gorgeous rye bread. Oh mate, look at that. Right, let's have a taste. That beef is something else. Cooking it with the layer of fat on means that the beef retains all of its moisture and just melts in your mouth. It's rich with a nice beefy flavour, but not overly salty, and I can taste the aromatics from the brine. The bread holds up perfectly, the cheese is a nice addition, the sauerkraut and pickles balance the richness, and that hot mustard adds a pleasant heat. Honestly, it's the best salt beef I've ever tasted. Banging. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience at B&K Salt Beef Bar. Of course it gets a double thumbs up from me.